Hello. Can you hear me? Hello. For those who are here can start working on Sec 2 math. We'll be working on Sec 2 math first, and after that will be Sec 1 math at 8 o'clock. So for Sec 1 math, there will be a Kahoot today. Okay, for those who are here can try working on the first question. Those who are done with the first question can send in your answers via the chat. Has anyone tried the first question? How can you find angle ACB? This question is a little bit harder. So you have to draw a line on the diagram so that you can solve this question. Those who need the clue, you can draw a line from point A to somewhere on point BC, along the line BC. Okay, so the hint will be you can draw a straight line here. Oops. Okay, make sure that it's perpendicular. The purpose of drawing this line is to find the length AX. Let's say we let this point be X. So we have to find no angle ACB is not 43 degrees. This one is for Sec 2 level because you have to apply Tokaso here. So you have to find the line AX first. So firstly, you can let X be a point on BC such that AX is perpendicular to BC. Okay, so with this, we can find the length AX. So we have this angle, this marked angle. The length AX will be the opposite side and 10.7 will be the hypotenuse. So we have O and H, therefore we'll be using sine. So sine 43 degrees equals to opposite, which is AX, over hypotenuse 10.7. Okay, so our AX in exact form will be 10.7 sine 43 degrees. We want to find this angle, ACB. So at this, for this angle, we have the opposite side and the hypotenuse. So same thing, when we are looking at Picasso, the one that has O and H will be sine. This is Sec 2 math. Sec 1 haven't learned Picasso yet. Don't have trigonometry in Sec 1. Okay, so therefore our sine angle ACB equals to opposite, which is AX, over the hypotenuse, which is 14.7. Okay, so therefore to find angle ACB, we will take sine inverse. AX will replace with 10.7 sine 43 degrees divided by 14.7. Then you'll get your answer. It's approximately 29.764 degrees. So since it's not exact, we have to round off to three significant figures. That will be 29.8 degrees. Sorry, for degree you round off to 1 dp. Okay, so that will be 29.8 degree. We rounded off to 1 dp. SIN means sine. This topic is on sine, cosine, and tangent, which is the trigonometry topic. Next, they ask us to find the area of triangle ABC. So before we can find the area, we need to find the length of the base. The base is the line BC. So same thing, we'll be using Trigo to help us, Picasso. So we look at the triangles, the two triangles that we have cut individually. Yeah, P6 haven't learned this yet. This will be learned, will only be taught in Sec 2. nearing to the end of Sec 2, then you learn trigonometry. Okay, so when we are looking at triangle ABX, to find the length BX, we are looking at the adjacent side. And then we have the hypotenuse, so we have A and H will be using cosine. So cosine 43 degrees equals to BX over 10.7. Therefore, BX equals to 10.7 cosine 43 degrees. Okay, then when we are looking at the other triangle AXC, we can find the length CX also using cosine, because looking at this angle, this will be the adjacent side. Okay, so cosine angle ACB, which is 29.764 degree, will be equals to CX over 14.7. So CX equals to 14.7 cosine 29.764 degrees. You can get some idea for Tuacaso, then when you are learning it, it'll be easy. Okay, so what we have, the length of BX and CX, they both will add up to the length BC, which is approximately 20.5862 cm. Okay, so area of triangle ABC, half times base times the height AX. Okay, the height AX in the exact form is 10.7 sine 43 degrees. Then you key in your calculator, find the answer, round off to 3 significant figures. No, tomorrow don't have live. The next live will be next Tuesday on primary 6 science. No problem. Those who are done can move on to question 2. Question 2, I think only those Sec 2s onwards then can solve. Anyone still need the first question? Okay, so for those who are done, can take a look at second question. For this question, you will also need to draw a line. Okay, draw this line here will help you. Anyone know which concept or which formula to use here? To be more exact, which theorem should we use here? Okay, so for those who have tried, do you use Pythagoras theorem? So we know that this length here is 8. With that, we can find this part here. Let's say we let this be A. So A will be equals to square root of 10 square minus 8 square. Using Pythagoras theorem, be equals to 100 minus 64. So we have square root of 36, which will give us 6 cm. So if A is 6, sorry, they never say it's cm, so it's units. So if A is 6 unit, we know that this part here will be 7, meaning to say the value of x will be 7 unit plus 6 unit, 13 unit. Okay, Pythagoras theorem means the sum of squares of the two shorter side add up together must give you the square of the longest side. Right? Okay, if you're done, you can move on to question 3. Question 3, if a diagonal of a square is 63 cm long and its same length It is the same length as the diagonal of a rectangle with a width of 13 cm. Find the area of the square. So you know that it's a square, meaning to say all sides are equal. So you can draw a draft out. Then diagonal length is 63 cm. The other one is a rectangle. Then they have the same length of the diagonals. And we also know that the width is 13 cm for this rectangle. Okay? So whenever there is right angle triangle, first thing come to your mind should be Pythagoras theorem. So try to make use of the Pythagoras theorem and solve for this question. Find the area of the square first. So you can find the length of the square to find the area of the square. Anyone trying the questions? Or make it smaller. Can y'all see the whole question? You can let the side of the square be x. Okay? So make use of Pythagoras theorem here to find the value of x. So by Pythagoras theorem, 63 square equals to x square plus x square. So x square plus x square is 2x square equals to 63 square, we will have 3969. Okay, then we divide by 2 on both sides to find x square. Okay, so can you see here, x square is actually the area that we want to find because we have let the length to be x, meaning to say the area of square has to be x square. So here's the answer already. Okay. Okay, so it's 1984.5 cm square. B, they ask the perimeter of the rectangle. So same thing, we can find, or we can use Pythagoras theorem to find the length of the rectangle. Yeah, Pythagoras theorem is not difficult. Okay, so we can let the length of the rectangle be LCM. Part B is not 152. Yeah, 149 is correct. So by Pythagoras theorem, we can find L. L will be square root of 63 square minus 13 square, which will give us square root of 3,800, roughly 61.644 cm. Okay, with that, we can find the parameter. So parameter will be 2 times length plus width, which is 13. So we know that our 61.644 is not exact. Therefore, our final answer, we will need to round off to 3 significant figures. So Adan can take a short 5 minutes toilet break before we continue with the last few questions. Anyone has any questions so far? Those who need, I will show you the question 4 first. At least you get to try. By the way, the worksheet is in the link in our bio, so you can also get it from there. Do they got MRT breakdown? At where? Which lesson do you mean? Like, miss which lesson? If it's just a TikTok live, then it's fine. For TikTok live? Or your school lessons? Or like enrichment? Or what? Which kind of lesson are you referring to? Okay, we'll move on. Question 4. You can try question 4 first. F just means frequency. Ah, I see. So all this should be revision for you. Are you taking O level this year? Then can you let me know what's mid value? So when we are looking at the time range of 30 seconds to 35 seconds, what's the mid value? Okay, mid value usually just means the middle value of the range. Oh, I see. Does AP stand for? So that's not your Chinese name, you mean? I initially thought it's also your Chinese name. Is it not? So it's two separate words, correct? I'll fill up the first one, then you all can fill up the others. Mid value for the range of 30 to 35 will be 32.5. The frequency we can look at the table on top. Okay? So the times in seconds taken by a group of people who walk across a pedestrian crossing are given in the table below. So there is two of them that is within the range of 30 to 35. Okay? So the frequency will be 2. I think uh that doesn't matter. I'm not very sure actually. Whichever that's nearer for you, you can save a lot of time on transport. Okay, so fx just means take the value of x times f times the number of frequency. So we'll be using the mid value for this. So you can just take 32.5 multiplied by 2. Okay, that'll be your fx. So it's like times and then equals to. Okay, do fill up the blanks. Seven siblings? Wow, that's quite a big family. Usually people nowadays like only got one or two siblings at most. Okay, so the mid value for the rest will be 37.5, 42.5, 47.5, 52.5, and lastly 57.5. So all the mid values of the range. Then the frequency will base it on the table above. Okay, then multiply them together. Then you should get 300 here, 680, 522.5, 472.5, and lastly 230. So this means like sum. So sum of the frequency means the total number of people who is part of this survey or like sample space here. Okay, so there is a total of 50 of the people, and their total time taken to cross this pedestrian crossing 2217. You just add everything up here. Okay. Okay, they ask you to state the median class. So to find the median class, we have to find the median position. We know that there's a total of 50 people, so 50 plus 1 divided by 2. We'll be looking at 25.5 position. Okay, then we can add the numbers up to find the number of people. So here will be 26 people already. Okay, when the median position is 25.5, we are looking at 25th and 26th person, which will fall under, both will fall under this group here. Okay, so therefore the median class will be 40 to 45. The model class, so model class, we are looking at the highest frequency. So highest frequency is 16, so same as the median class group. Sorry, this should be T. Okay, part D, calculate the mean. So mean we can just take the total divide by the quantity or the number of people. You'll get 45.4. Those who are done can move on to question 5. In question 5, they tell you that a fair die is thrown 25 times and the results are recorded in the table below. So this is a six-sided dice whereby the number appeared on the die will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Then they tell you the frequency. So the total of the frequency must be equals to the total number of times thrown. So with this, we can show s plus t equals to 10. Total number of throws must be equals to 25. Okay, so we add everything up in the frequency. 6 plus s plus 2 plus 3 plus t plus 4 equals to 25. Okay, so s plus t equals to 25 minus 6 minus 2 minus 3 and minus 4. That will give you 10. Remember to write shown. If the mode is 5, find the maximum value of s. So if you want this to be mode, meaning to say t has to be the greatest. Okay, so if the mode is 5, it means that the minimum value of t must be 7 because they want the maximum value of s. Meaning to say I want the minimum value of t. We know s plus t equals to 10. So the value of t that is minimum will be 7 because it has to be greater than 6. So if t minimum is 7 means my s maximum will be 10 minus 7 equals to 3. Okay. If the min is 3.44, find the value of s and t. Okay, they give you the mean. So we can find the total. The total will be 3.44 times 25. Okay, so total will be 3.44 times 25 equals to 86. Then when you equate, right, to find the total, don't forget to multiply. Okay. So we have 1 times 6 2 times s, 3 times 2, 4 times 3, 5 times t, and then last part 6 times 4. It must give you 86 in total. Okay, so 2s plus 5t plus 48, all the numbers add up together will give you 86. So 2s plus 5t will be equals to 86. You minus 48 equals to 38. Okay, so this can be your equation 1. We have this here also, 2 unknown, we need 2 equation. So s plus t equals to 10, this will be our equation number 2. We can take equation number 2 times 2, so we have 2s plus 2t equals to 20. That will be our equation number 3. Then we take equation 1 minus equation 3. 3t equals to 18. Therefore, t equals to 6. Divide by 3 on both sides. Find the value of s and t. So after we found t, we can find s because we can sub t equals to 6 in equation number 2. So s plus 6 equals to 10 means my s equals to 4. Okay, this is not P6, this is Sec 2 math. Today's TikTok live will be on lower secondary math. So then can take a look at the last question. Question 6. Can see the question? Object below consists of a solid cylinder with a solid conical top and a hollow hemispherical base. The conical top has a vertical height of 8 cm and a slant height of 10 cm. The cylinder has a height of 12 cm and the hemispherical base has a radius of r/cm. Show that the value of r equals to 6. Okay, so this value of r you can see is actually here, same. And then you can see that there's a right angle triangle here. So when there's a right angle triangle, use Pythagoras theorem. Usually when you see a right angle triangle, it's either use Pythagoras theorem or trigonometry, Picasso, for Sec 2 level. Okay? So by Pythagoras theorem, r square plus 8 square must give us 10 square. So therefore r square is 36, r equals to 6. Depends on where you're located at. We have quite a few physical outlets. Which area are you nearer to? Like which part of Singapore? Okay, part B, they're asking for the volume of the object in terms of pi. So don't forget to leave it in terms of pi. So what we want to do is we find the volume of the cone, volume of the cylinder, then minus the volume of hemisphere. Okay, do not add the volume of hemisphere, yeah, because that's the empty part. So you have to subtract. It's like taken out from the cylinder itself. So to find the volume of cone, it's 1/3 pi r square h. So the radius is 6 and the vertical height is 8. Do not use the slant height, yeah? So volume of cylinder will be area of circle times the height. So pi r square h. Same thing, the radius is also 6. The height is 12. So lastly, the volume of hemisphere. So volume of sphere is 2/3 pi r cube, sorry, 4/3 pi r cube. Hemisphere is half of a sphere, so we halve it, it will be 2/3 pi r cube. Okay, the radius is 6 as well. So therefore the volume of object 96 pi plus 432 pi minus 144 pi. We'll get 384 pi cm cube. Part C, they're asking for the total surface area of the object in terms of pi. So we will be splitting into 3 parts to find. We will be finding the curved surface area of the cone, number 1. Number 2, curved surface area of the cylinder only. And lastly, the curved surface area of the hemisphere. Okay. So SA I represent surface area, yeah? So curved surface area of cone will be, pi RL. L means the slant height, which is 10. This surface area, they also want you to leave in terms of pi. So leave the pi alone. Radius is 6 and slant height is 10. So we have 60 pi here. Next, curved surface area of cylinder. So you can actually see that the curved surface area of the cylinder looks like a rectangle when you open up. Okay? So when you open up, right, this top part here will become the length. This part here. When you open this curve up, you become the length of the rectangle. So the length of the rectangle is actually the circumference of the circle. That's why we'll be taking 2 pi r. So 2 pi r is the circumference of the circle. Then we multiply by height. Or you can also write pi dh. Because for this question, we only have the radius, so we'll be using 2 pi r. Radius 6 and height is 12. So the curved surface area of the cylinder, 144 pi. Lastly, the curved surface area of the hemisphere. So it will be half of the curved surface area of a sphere, which is 4 pi r squared. So hemisphere will be 2 pi r squared. So 2 pi 6 squared will give us 72 pi. So total surface area, we add everything up, 60 pi plus 144 pi plus 72 pi, which will give us a total of 276 pi. Don't forget your unit. Make sure you write the unit correctly. Let's see. Okay. Anyone still need this question? Else we'll take a short break here because I need to go to the washroom. Then we'll move on to Sec 1 Math. Okay? I'll leave the Sec 1 Math questions here first, so that those who are here can take some time to try the question. Okay, those who are here can try the question. And I'll be right back. The first question. Okay. First question is on pie chart. It illustrates John's expenditure and savings in September. Percentage of his money was spent on shopping. So shopping is represented by 100 degrees. So the total is 360 degree represented by 100, which is 100%. So if we are looking at 100 degree, we take 100 divided by 360 times 100%. So that will be the percentage of his money spent on shopping. 27.7/9%. Okay, so we live in terms of mixed numbers because it's exact form. Okay, don't have to round off to three significant figures when the answer is exact. B, if he spent $70 on shopping, how much money did he spend in total? Okay, so we know that 100 degrees is representing $70. We want to find the amount he spent in total. So do not include savings. Okay, it's a little bit tricky question here. So if you were to find 360 degrees, the amount for 360 degrees, that will be his total expenditure plus savings. Okay. So stationary 90 degrees, it's a right angle. So the total angle that we want to find is 90 degree plus 100 degree plus 130 degree. Then we divide by the shopping is 100 degree, which represents $70. So we times $70. We will get $224. Okay. Question 2, you just need to substitute in the values that's given. So A is -4, B is -3, and C is 13. Evaluate this. Okay, so when you substitute the values, always put a bracket. So B -3, so this is square, minus A is -4 cube, divide by square root of B is -3, plus 4 times C is 13. Okay. So substitute in the values and then simplify them. 3 times 9, 27, minus 4, -4 cube is -64, divide by square root of -3 plus 52. So the numerator we have 27 plus 64. Negative times negative is positive. The denominator we have square root of 49. So that will give us 91 divided by 7, which is 13. Those who are done can move on to question 3. Okay, question 3 is also on pie chart. Anyone done with question 3? Okay, the following pie chart shows the percentage distribution of the four main sources of water supply in Singapore, also called the four national tabs. The sector for water from local catchments has an angle of x degree. Find the value of x. Okay, so we know that x is 30%. 100% is 360 degree. So 30% of 360 degrees will be, so you take 30 divided by 100 times 360. It will be 108 degree. If new waters provides 32 million gallons per day of water, calculate the total capacity of water supplied by all the four sources. So we know that 15% is 32 mil, which is mgd. Then we can find the total. Total will be 100%, so 100 divided by 15 times 32. We'll get 2131 mgd. Question 4. An open tub has a radius of 5 cm and a height of 9 cm. They ask you to take pi to be 22/7. Currently it's on Sec 1 math. Find the area of the base of the cup. So area of the base is just area of circle. They say take pi to be 22/7, so 22/7 times the radius is 5, so 5 squared. Which is equals to 78.6 cm squared when rounded off to 3 significant figures. Volume of the cup, so it's like the volume of the cylinder, base area times height. So we have already found the base area. Make sure do not use the rounded off figure, yeah? Then we times the height of 9 cm, which will give us the volume. Okay. Round off to 3 significant figures. Make sure you have the units written correctly. Surface area of the cup. So this is where they tell you open cup is a very important information here. So do not include the top area because it's an open cup. Okay, but you have to include the base area. So total surface area equals to the base area plus the curve surface area. So the curve surface area is this part here. Okay, same thing. When you open up, it's like a rectangle. So base area we have already found in part A. Curve surface area will be area of circumference, which is the length of the rectangle, then multiply by the height, which is the breadth of the rectangle when you open up this curve area. Okay, so circumference of a circle, 2 pi r. So 2 times pi times the radius is 5. Then multiply by the height, 9. Okay, into your calculator, round off to 3 significant figures. Okay, make sure you write the units. Those who are done can take a short break, a short 5-minute break. Those who want can continue on trying the questions for question 5, 6, and 7. Okay, you can get the worksheets from the link in our bio. I'm using an iPad. The cat that looks like a dog. Is there such a thing? Such an animal? Okay, question 5. Has anyone tried question 5? 'Be Kahoot later. 3 more questions. Yep. A is 180, correct? All done. You want question 6 or what? Which question do you want? The following pie chart represents the findings from a survey on the favorite ice cream flavors of a group of students. 35 students choose peppermint as their favorite ice cream flavor. Find the total number of students who took the survey. So you can see here peppermint is a right angle. And they tell you that 45 students here. So meaning to say 90° is 45. We can find the total number of students who took the survey. So 360 divided by 90 times 45. 180 students. Another way is you know that 90° is 1/4 of a pie. You can just take 45 times 4. Part B, calculate the value of x. So all the angles add up together must be 360°. So you can equate them. 56° plus 90° plus x minus 4° plus x degree plus 2x minus 22 degrees must be equals to 360°. Okay, then we can simplify from here. From 56 plus 90 minus 4 minus 22, 120. So we have x plus 2x, total is 4x plus 120° equals to 360°. So 4x equals to 360 minus 120. Therefore, our x equals to 60. How do we get 20.5? Sorry, 20.25. Yeah, 60 is correct. Okay. We divide by 4 on both sides. Part D, express the number of students whose favorite ice cream is chocolate. It's a percentage of the total number of students. Give your answer correct to three significant figures. So chocolate is here. 2x minus 22 degree. We know that x is 60, so we can find the angle for chocolate. So 2 times 60 minus 22 will give us 98 degrees. So therefore, 98 out of the total angle is 360 degrees. Times 100% because they say leave it as a percentage. Don't forget to round off the three significant figures. So we have 27.2 degrees. Sorry, 27.2%. Those who are done can move on to question 6. That works also. Just that you have to find the number of students first. So like there'll be an additional step. Is it 49 pi times 16? Where do you get the 16 from? 15 is correct. Okay, two cylindrical containers, A and B, have radius 10 cm and 7 cm respectively. Cylinder B contains water to a depth of 15 cm and cylinder A is empty. Find in terms of pi the volume of water in cylinder B. So part I will be so pi times 7 squared times 15. We will get 735 pi. Leave in terms of pi, yeah? Make sure you multiply the numbers together. What water in cylinder B is poured into cylinder A? Find the water level in cylinder A. So to find the water level, we will take the volume of water divided by the base area. Okay. So the base area will be pi r squared. So we can cancel the pi, then take 735 divided by 100. The water level, which is the height, will be 7.35 cm. There will be no more pi because you will cancel the pi off. So there is pi in the numerator and the denominator. You can cancel them off. Question 7. So done with some parts of question 7. Can also send in your answers via the chat. Anyone? Figure 1 below shows a water throw from with a uniform cross section of trapezium shape. Given that FG is 20 cm, GH is 80 cm, CD is 50 cm, and FM is 20 cm. Find the volume of water. Okay, so what we are finding will be the volume of this trapezium prism. So we'll take volume, the area of the cross section times height to find the volume. So we will be finding the cross sectional area first. Formula for area of trapezium: half times the height times the sum of parallel sides, so 50 parallel sides, so 50 plus 20. AB is 50, yeah? Then this is my cross sectional area, which is area of trapezium. Then multiply by the height, which is 80. We'll get 56,000 cubic centimeter. How do you get 88,000? Can you help me change this to A part I? Then this will be B. I think there's some labeling error. Okay, figure 2 shows an open cylindrical container of height 70 cm. When all the water from the door is poured into the cylindrical container, the water reaches the brim of the container, meaning to say they have the same volume. Then with that, find the radius of the cylindrical container. Okay, sorry, the labeling is a bit weird here. So don't need to. So this is like part A, then this is B, B. So A part, sorry, B part I will be, we know the volume of the cylinder is 56,000. So we can equate them, pi r square h. So solve for r here. Okay, so r square equals to 56,000 divided by 70 pi. So our r is approximately 15.95769. Round off to three significant figure, 16.0. Okay, so we found the radius. Next, they want to find the total interior surface area of the open cylindrical container that is in contact with water. Leaving your answer correct to the nearest cm squared. So for B part 2, surface area equals to pi r square. Make sure you don't use the rounded off figure. So this will be the base area, pi r squared, then plus the curve area of the cylinder. So we need to find the circumference, 2 pi r, then times the height, which is 70. Okay, same thing, round off to the nearest. They ask you to round off to the nearest cm square. So it's 7819. Three, it costs $50 to paint 1 square meter of the cylindrical container. Find the total cost needed to paint the interior surface area of the open cylindrical container that is in contact with water. Leave your answer in nearest cents. So firstly, we have to convert our cm square to meter square because this is $50 per 1 square meter, not 1 centimeter square. Okay. So 7818.5585 cm square equals to 0.78185585 square meter. Okay, you divide by 100 square here because 1 meter equals to 100 cm. So when we are talking about area, we divide by 100 square. It depends on the number of dimensions. Okay, then with this, we multiply by $50 because it's $50 per square meter. You get $39.09279. 39.09 when rounded off to the nearest cents. Sorry, because there's no space. Anyone, any questions so far? Anyone still need this page? If not, I'll go to the Kahoot page. Those who are here can join the Kahoot with this pin 868682 or scan this QR code. Any other participants? The rules is still the same. So join Kahoot with your name, and if you're the top 3 winners, do screenshot the result and then DM us on TikTok. Or you can also WhatsApp us at this number to claim your gift. A little more. See if there's any other participants for the Kahoot. This Kahoot is for Sec 1 Math. He'll be starting soon. Okay, let's begin. The following is not a prime number. Yep. So 1 is not a prime number because prime number means there must be two factors. 1 and the number cannot be 1. It cannot be repeated. 1 only has one factor, so it's not a prime number. Please simplify 3x minus 5 minus 2x plus 7. Why your answer so fast? They're asking for surface area, not volume. Okay, last two question. Okay, we want the highest common factor, not just a common factor. You mean do TikTok live every day? Not quite possible. We will have another TikTok live 2 weeks later. We do it once every 2 weeks. Okay, congrats to the top 3. Do remember to take a screenshot if you are the top 3, and then you can claim your gifts with us. Okay. So our free trial is still ongoing. You can register for the free trial. So the first lesson is free. Okay. We have P5 and P6, other languages or other subjects as well. Then our next live will be for P6 Science next Tuesday. It's a walkthrough of PSLE revision questions. No, for now we don't have P4 for online classes, but we do have P4 for physical classes. Okay. So if you are P4 and would like to join our classes, you can go to your nearest outlets. So that's all for today's TikTok live, and I'll see y'all 2 weeks later. Bye bye.